Hello Stampers, I'm Dina Lanzendorf at Inkin' with Dink and welcome to my video. This week on my videos and yesterday on my Facebook Live, I have been focusing on the Autumn Goodness bundle that is in the holiday catalog. It is a super cute stamp set and die and fun to play with, and I've showed you a couple of fall cards to do with it. This was the one that I did on Tuesday, and then I did another gatefold one on yesterday's Facebook Live. But today I want to show you how to use the stamp set to make a Christmas card. Now, isn't that the cutest thing? Just a little wheelbarrow full of Christmas trees. So fun. So on yesterday's card, I also showed you a different way to make the wheelbarrow. We actually stamped the stamp and then cut it out with the die. But today's, we are actually using the die that cuts it out and embosses. So you can see how it kind of gives it that wood grain look. So just a little different way to do a wheelbarrow. So if you're ready to get started, let's make this card. So we're going to start off with a card base that measures 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to take it, fold it in half. Be sure and use a bone folder so your fold is nice and crisp. Okay, just like that. My next layer down is going to be a piece of Whisper White, and this one measures 4 3/4 by 3.5. So a couple layers smaller, because when I put it on there, I wanted to be sure I had quite a bit of red border on it. Okay, now I'm not going to adhere that down because I have a few things I want to stamp on it. First off is the Merry Christmas up here in the top. I am actually using a stamp that is from another Christmas set we have called Poinsettia Petals, and it's this stamp down here that says Merry Christmas. Okay. So I'm going to ink it up in real red because that is the same red I used for my card front, and I'm just going to stamp it down just like that. Okay. Now I also want to stamp a couple of trees for my background, but I'm going to wait until I get my wheelbarrow done so I have an idea of how much room I have over here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some soft suede cardstock, and I'm going to take this die and I'm going to cut out a wheelbarrow so that it looks like this. And then also another one of my favorite things about this die set is this one here that makes a wheel, because when you cut it out of foil paper, it looks like this and looks like a metal wheel. So super cute. So I'm just going to use my liquid glue, put a little bit of adhesive right here in the middle, and I'm just going to center the circle right on that part of my wheelbarrow, right like that. Whoops, and that didn't stay, so let's keep it flat until it takes hold. There we go. Okay, now for the Christmas trees and the wreath, I am actually using another Christmas set that we have that is called Coming Home, or Choosing Coming Home, okay? And I like it because it's got a couple sizes of Christmas trees and it's got this Christmas wreath. So I am just going to stamp the biggest tree and cut it out, and I've got 2 of those. I stamped the little tree, cut it out, and I've got 1 of those, and then I stamped the wreath and cut it out, and I just have 1 of those. So now I just want to take a second to color all of the images that I have cut out. So I am just using my old olive here to do my tree. And I'm just going to go through. Now this one, don't have to be quite as careful on it because it's covering up a pretty big area. Like that. And then I'm actually going to use the other end, the fine point end, to do this tree. Just because it's a little smaller and my tip on my brush end has been flattened out a little bit. So it's good for big areas, but when I want to do smaller areas, I need my finer point. And I'm just going to color this in. A little on top, a little on bottom, just like that. Now let's do the red fine point, and let's do, this is the dark red, to do our bow so that it coordinates with the red on our card. And then I'm just going to do the dark crumb cake to do the trunks of my trees. Now you probably really don't even need to do the trunks of the trees, because when you put it in the wheelbarrow, they probably won't show, but I'm going to do it just in case that it might show when I put it in. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get my liquid glue back out. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put some adhesive right there like that. Okay. Now with it being liquid glue, it gives you a little time to play and to position. And I'm just going to put those like that. And then I also want my little one stuck here in front of him. So like I said, it just kind of gives me a little play when I'm working with these. All right, so I think that's what I want. So let's let those sit for just a minute so that that can take hold. Okay, now I want to stamp my trees on here. Get my early espresso, and I'm just going to do some of the little trees. So my little wheelbarrow, I'm just going to kind of take him and put him about where I'm going to want him. That way I know where I can stamp my trees. So I'm just going to do just 3 of them like that. Now I can go ahead and color them. So let's turn this dude back over while he's drying. Let's do our fine point, since they're my little trees. Now, if you feel more comfortable, you can certainly stamp these trees on scrap paper and cut them out and then put them on your card front, but it's pretty much however you want to do it. I know some people don't like to necessarily stamp on their card front, just because if they make a mistake, you're kind of stuck, especially if you've stamped anything else on it. So I know some people like to do layers on their cards. So I'm going to go ahead, color that like that. Let's pull out our brown again. And we'll do our fine point. Just like that. All right, so now we are ready to put our wheelbarrow on. So he's going to need a little bit more adhesive. There is a little bit that is kind of hung over, but let's put a little bit more on. So we've got plenty for him to take hold of our card front. Okay, just like that. Now we're ready to go ahead and put this on our card base. Now you will notice here my wheelbarrow handle hangs over just a little bit. And that's all right, because if you remember, I left lots of room around the outside for the red to show through on my card. So we're going to put him on just like that. All right, look at us booking along. So here we have our wreath. I'm going to add him on, but we want him to pop a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to take a dimensional, and a regular size dimensional is the perfect size behind this wreath. Going to take that off, and I'm just going to stick him on just like that. And then I thought it needed just a little something more, so I put a little knot on here. This is the ribbon that is from the Pampered Pets suite, but since it's real red, it's perfect for this card. So I'm just going to cut a little piece, and I may have cut that too short. Let's see if we can get our fumble fingers around here and tie this. We're going to pull that through. Perfect. I'm going to tie a little knot. Now I want to get a glue dot. The glue dots fell all the way down to the bottom, of course. There we go. We're going to stick our ribbon on there to grab the glue dot. peel that off and we can put that on our card just like that. And there you go. There is a super cute Christmas card using the fall bundle of autumn goodness. So see, there are lots of things you can do with this wheelbarrow, okay? I thought it would be super cute even for fall to put some pumpkins in it. There's just all kinds of fun things you can do with it. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed my week of autumn goodness. When you're ready, go ahead and hop over to dinalstamps.stampinup.net to place your order. If you use my September host code and your order reaches at least $30, you will get my card kit for the month, okay, which you will get one dog, one cat card, one Hoot, one Noel card, and then you will get 2 of these cards using the Autumn Goodness stamp set. Now, one of each of them will be completed for you, okay, to use as a sample. The other one will be the unstamped card kit for you to use whatever products you happen to have on hand to complete your cards. So again, be sure and use the September host code, and thank you so much for joining me.